Today you're going to look at your Explore test results. These results have some amazing things in them. One thing you're going to see is your college and career options. It's going to give you a projection on your ACT score. So you're going to see tonight if you're college or career ready. The other thing is you're going to see your interests. So you're going to see jobs and things that might match up to what your current interests are. So this is a great night to begin kicking off to getting ready for Glen Oak High School, but also your college and career future. We also love to see you on December 4th on Wednesday night for our big college night, where we bring a lot of colleges in. They talk about some great things they're doing, but we also see what it's going to take to go from 8th grade to get into whatever college you want. So thanks and enjoy these Explore test results.
This is Mr. Gagnon at Oakwood Middle School. Welcome parents. Just want to go over the ACT Explore report for your student. They took this fall. In 2013. They will then take the plan test their sophomore year, and these two tests give a prediction on how well the students will do on the ACT test. So the Explore test is sort of a baby brother to the ACT. The test consists of 4 sections. You have English, math, reading, and science. There's 30 questions and 30 minutes for each test. The real ACT is the same sections, but that consists of 60 questions and 60 minutes. So we're going to go over the report today, and if you have any further questions down the road, feel free to contact myself at Oakwood Middle School. Again, my name is Matt Gagnon. My email is gagnon@plainlocal.org. And the phone number at the school is 491-3790. Explore Score Report Side 1. This is what the first side of the report looks like. The first portion, you want to make sure that you have the correct students report. We do have 460 8th graders, so we just want to make sure that you have your child's report when you look at it. First, you have the score section. You notice the composite score right here. This is the main piece that you will be looking at. That ranges from 1 to 25, 1 being the lowest score, 25 being the highest. The national average ranks between a 16 to a 19. And you can see below you have a English section where they break that down into usage mechanics, and that ranges from 1 to 12. And then a rhetorical skills section, and that also ranks from 1 to 12. A math section, reading section, and science. Now, all the individual sections also rank from 1 to 25 themselves, so the English, math, reading, science. The next column gives a percentage of how well your student did compared to the other 8th graders in the United States who took this in fall 2013. This particular student scored better than 61% of the 8th graders nationwide. And then moving over to the next column, they scored better than 60% of students in our school, so at Oakwood, in the district, and in the state, which I don't believe your report does not have those columns. Now, as I said at the beginning, this Explore test gives a prediction on how well the student will do on the plan test, which they will take as sophomores. That is a block listed below, or off to the right, and it gives a prediction. This student has a range of 1 to 19. The Explore test ranges from 1 to 25. The plan test ranges from 1 to 32. And the ACT ranges from 1 to 36. So over time, that score range gets larger. And again, 16 to 19 is the national average for the plan. The students were asked some questions regarding their future planning. And you can see off to the left, it lists your plans. This particular student was asked the question, how many years they planned on taking each particular subject while in high school. For English, and the top line indicates how many years are required, and the bottom line indicates how many years the student believes they are going to take this subject. So This is an eye-opening section for some students. The English, you can see this particular student, they're required to take 4 years. They plan to take 4 years. The only one incorrect on the report is math. It says 2 years, but all students in the state of Ohio are required to take 4 years of math, so this should extend all the way over. But this student believes they're only going to take 3 years. So again, this is more of just a section to let students know that they may fall short on their planning and they may have to take more subjects than they believe. So English and math are 4 years at Glen Oak High School, and social studies and science are 3 years. The students were asked to indicate areas where they feel they may still need some extra assistance. They were able to check any one of these areas, so if there's a check mark next to the bullet point, then that means your student believes that they still need some help, additional help in those particular areas. Plans for after high school, the students were asked to indicate what they plan to do as a career and where they, education-wise, where they plan to go. So education plans, they were able to select military, workplace, 2-year, 4-year, or graduate professional studies. So this particular student chose 4-year college or university, and their career area preference would be financial transactions. Okay. Looking back at the scores, this is just a graphic that gives an indication of whether the student is below, at, or above the benchmark for ACT, where they would like to see the students be in 8th grade to prepare themselves to be college and career ready. This more being the college readiness piece. So for English, when you look at your student's report, the benchmark is 13. So the student that we are looking at, they scored above that 13. The benchmark for math was 17, so they were below. Reading is 15, they were above, and science has a benchmark of 20, and they were below on science. So again, this is from ACT, indicating a benchmark score for where the student should be to be college ready. The students were asked to complete a career interest inventory. This is roughly 96 questions. It's basically a like, dislike, or indifferent. And this graphic gives an indication of where the student falls as far as looking at careers. So going back to the report, this student had chosen financial transactions as their career area preference. However, based on their survey results from Explore, they fall in between where they should consider careers where they're working with things and working with ideas. And all of those careers are listed inside the block. So it's more of a conversation piece. This is a valid and reliable survey. However, this should not dictate a student's future plans necessarily. It's just more of a piece of information to help in the decision-making process. Now, flipping over to the back side of the report, this is where we get into the meat and potatoes of things. This English section, so there's all 4 sections listed: English, math, reading, science. For the English section, and I failed to mention earlier, when you receive the information, you'll have the student's actual test along with the report that we're going over, and a piece of literature from ACT called Using Your ACT Explore Results, and that gives some more information from ACT. But the reason I state that is because you actually should have a copy of the test booklet, and the question number in each section is listed here. The next column is the correct answer to that question. The third column is the way the student answered the question. So if there's a plus, that means they answered it correct. If there's another letter, that means that they answered it incorrect, and that is the answer that the student chose. If there's a 0, such as question 14, that means that they left that question blank. With the English section, it also adds a sub-score column, which indicates the usage in mechanics if it has a U, and if it has an R listed, then that question was based around rhetorical skills. So for the usage mechanics, you can see it would be based around the proper use of verb, pronouns, adjectives, and the basic sentence structure. And then the rhetorical skills would be based more around the organization of thought, whether the student was speaking to the appropriate audience and what sort of imagery they used with their writing, so the style. So the ACT test really is a reading test, and so the reading across the content is really stressed here in Plain Local because there's a lot of research showing that if the reading level is there, then the other subject scores will also come up. So that's one of the reasons ACT breaks down this English section into a sub-score column. Now, the thing that we like the best about this report from ACT from ACT is that it also gives us particular ways to improve on the skills where the student may be deficient. So this is something as a district we use to help guide curriculum, but also this is something that you can do at home to assist with filling in some learning gaps. So the one thing that ACT provides that as a district we find very useful is they give specifically things that we can do as a district to help improve on the skills as well as things that you can do at home. So this information does help drive curriculum. However, again, this is also some things that can be done at home to help reinforce some of these skills. With this particular student in English, the content area of topic development, things they can do to improve in that area, they can challenge themselves by reading new kinds of books, experiment with new writing styles, and you can see all of those are specific to this particular student. They're not just slapped on there as general statements. They are specific to each test. So again, this is, in our opinion, probably the most valuable piece of information that we receive from ACT. And lastly, a website from ACT and Explore that will give you further information regarding the test, how the score report works, and an area for thinking about future planning. There's also a link for parents on here, for counselors. So there's quite a bit of information from ACT listed here, as well as in the literature they provide the Using Your ACT Results packet. There's some more information in there. So thank you for your time. If you have any questions, again, feel free to contact Matt Gagnon at Oakwood Middle School, 330-491-3790. Have a good year.